Shalom Israel, just come to you. And little article I found about an African ambassador asking for forgiveness for his ancestors selling us in slavery. The ambassador, and it says in the Claudia. I guess Claudia was the name of the slave ship. First, I want to start off with saying Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kwak Kwadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, starting with the head apostle, Apostle Hall, the gatekeepers of Yashaela. I just want to say shalom to the brothers out there that's bringing this word and staying faithful and true. All right, this is the ambassador of Africa, for Africa, Beni, asking for forgiveness for slavery. All right, for his ancestors selling us into slavery. Excuse me, he did a ritual. So I'm not going to read all this, but you can look it up and read it if you want. But he did a ritual and he was saying it in voodoo. Over here, he's talking about them speaking voodoo, the voodoo ritual. And right here, they ask, right here, asked to explain the words he spoke over the wreck. Posset covered his eyes for a moment as he gained composure and sniffled a sob. Okay, it says right here, I am just begging them to forgive us because we sold them. Our forefathers sold their brothers and sisters, which is a lie. We're not brothers and sisters with them. So their forefathers didn't sell their brothers and sisters. Their forefathers sold Hebrew Israelites. We're going to keep it 100. So he says, I am begging them for forgiveness because we sold them. Our forefathers sold their brothers and sisters. I am not the person to talk to them. No. May their souls rest in peace, perfect peace. They should forgive us. They should. Posset, his name is Posset said, wiping tears from his cheeks. Right here, y'all. Qualified people will come and talk to them in due time. I feel so sad. Okay, and let me see. Should I read another one? I'm going to read right here. I'm going to go down here. Posset explains that the qualified people will be voodoo priests. Most of the time they're going to send voodoo priests to talk to us. Is they crazy? So that's where they get that shit from in them churches. That shouting and foaming out the mouth and speaking in that fake unknown tongue. That's part of that African tradition, that voodoo. It says, Posset explains that the qualified people will be voodoo priests from Beni, who will come if the identity of the wreck is confirmed as the Claudia. The ritual Posset performed was part of Beni's traditional religion, voodoo, which places great importance on the veneration of ancestors who are believed to linger alongside the living. Voodoo gave rest to the various forms of voodoo that involved enslaved nations such as Haiti, the United States, Brazil, and Cuba. So a lot of that stuff that y'all doing in those churches, y'all adding voodoo in with it, which is that shouting and, the woman jumping up and down, her titties shaking, her ass shaking. A woman ain't supposed to do that in no church. Because even though it's supposed to be a spiritual place, you still allow creating men to lust after you. So you're not allowed to do that. And that's voodoo. What are we talking about? All that fake tongues they be speaking. That shit is voodoo. And it comes from the African traditions. When we was amongst those Africans, we weren't keeping our laws, statutes, commandments like we supposed to. We started taking the customs of the land. That's how we became Gentiles. And this is part of that diaspora, that scattering that to the four corners of the earth. Let me read some more. Ambassador Hector Posset spills gin over the wreck, believed to be the Claudia. That's the name of the slave ship. The last American slave ship. He was performing a voodoo ritual. Ben Raines So he was pouring gin. So that's where we get this shit from in America. You know, we talking about I'm pouring out alcohol for our homies. That's African traditions. You know, he had this shipwreck right here. Let me see. I think they got the pictures on here. He had right here. They right here. He right in here. You know, he was doing a voodoo ritual where he was pouring out gin for his dead homies. So that's where we get that shit from in America. Pouring out that liquor, talking about for our dead homies. That's an African tradition, fellas. You know. And so I'm going to read a couple of scriptures. But first I'm going to show you, if it'll come up, I'll show you what, it got pictures of him pouring out, doing that ritual. But yeah, he's talking about his brothers and sisters and mothers and stuff, which was not so. If you read into that article will show you where they will have the people that's going to sell the slaves sit at the doorpost, and at a particular time, first they invite them over to their crib for dinner and stuff, and they had them sitting at the doorpost, and at a particular time the people would come and get them. Now this is him doing that tradition, that voodoo shit, and he got that gin in his hand, and he was doing his rituals. But I'm going to go ahead and read a couple of scriptures. I'm going to start out with Exodus 11 and 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know that the Lord Yahweh doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and the Egyptians in Israel. So we are not the same people. They knew who they were selling. They sold Israelites. You know, let me read this right here. It says, for thou, this is Deuteronomy 7:6, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord, thou Yahweh. The Lord thy Yahweh had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So we're not even equals with none of these people. We're not equal with none of them. And follow me to Deuteronomy 28. So Deuteronomy 28 and 68. And it says, Deuteronomy 28, 68, and the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, but by the way of I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies, for bondman and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you. And we were sold unto our enemies. Our enemies is who? The Edomites, the Caucasians. You know, we were sold unto different people. And we were sold as bondman, slave man, bondwoman, slave woman. And no man shall buy us. Nobody has purchased us. Nobody could deliver us. Martin Luther King couldn't do it. Malcolm X couldn't do it. Farrakhan couldn't do it. Nat Turner couldn't do it. Nobody can do it. You know, and we still in the same condition that we always been in. Because the deliverance lie with Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. That's who's going to deliver us. All right? Follow me to Joel. Joel. All right? Follow me to Joel. Let me see. Joel chapter 3. We're going to go to chapter 3. And I'm going to read 1 through 7. For behold, in those days, in that time shall bring again the captivity of Judah. So Yahweh said he's going to deliver us out this captivity that they sold us into. All right. Bring again the captivity of Judah and of Jerusalem. And I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yahweh Shaphat, which means the Most High judgment, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom thou have scattered among the nations, and parted my land. See, they scattered us among the nations and parted our land. All right. And it says, and have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink.